Live ladder, North Melbourne now 6th on the table, percentage below Collingwood. I don't think they can catch Collingwood today because the percentage gap is still 35 percentage points.
But important
Coburg,
to
0 and 4.
maintain the percentage here for North Melbourne. 112 plays 28. Away we go in the final quarter here on Peter Jackson VFL Live. Here's Adam Sarakoglu.
So the Kangaroos will be well entrenched into the top 4 of the Peter Jackson VFL after top 8, I should say, after round 4. As Bruce fed the handball out and working it by hand inside 50. Bello, that's a high tackle though by Holmes, and a free kick for Coburg. Nash Holmes again. Loves a bit of niggle. Umpire just had to blow the whistle and get things to calm down a little bit. Bello has it for the Lions, and he goes wide. Tilly has it. Guthrie asking for it, but he goes backward instead. This is Blair combining with Exon over the top. Exon behind centre half back. High ball to the middle of Piranha Park. Ball slipped through a Coburg hand there. Out the back, it's Jansen. Hand pass off. Garner. Pressure from Guthrie and from Orgela. Went back by hand. Murphy works his way, weaved his way through the traffic beautifully, and he hits up Mason Wood inside 50. Putting on a good show for his senior coach today. Brad Scott, as Stoney said, is here. Mason Wood directly in front. Can go back for number 7.
It'll be interesting to see how much time, because my gut feeling is, right, that Mason Wood won't see the whole game. I reckon he'll take him off the ground, because I reckon he'll have a recall next week, no doubt.
So he's directly in front. He kicked 4 goals in that third quarter, including a double goal. Got a free kick after kicking his 3rd of the game. Left foot's on the way. Very high ball. The wind's going to carry that one to the left. There's a mark on the line by Nick Larkey. Yes, the umpire's going to pay it. Big Suva has it in the right left full pocket. He's only kicked 2 goals, both in the first quarter. Right foot around the body.
Oh.
18-10, 118, playing 3-10-28. 90 points is your margin at Piranha Park.
Yeah, well, as we saw there, running around and getting the job done. And you talk about the difference between these two teams. When they've had those opportunities, North Melbourne, they've been able to put them away. But for Coburg, it's been a struggle and a learning opportunity, obviously. We talk about all this sort of stuff. But just to hang on and just continue on. Try and really finish the game off strong.
We always talk about the games played at this level. Like players come from TAC Cup and country footy, local football, playing VFL football. Just getting games under your belt, learning off the good players, makes you a better player. So, as Sebastian said at half time, just getting games under their belt and learning a new game style will give them heaps of experience at VFL level.
3/4 time at Etihad, 11-10-76 at D's, Essendon 6-9-45 as the ball heading deep here for the Lions. Right to the goal line.
Oh.
It's not going over. Clash of bodies. Liam Hunt's lurking with intent, but he couldn't quite pick up the footy, and it goes over the boundary line right next to the behind post, and we'll have it thrown in. I want to stave off. They do not want to get beat by 100 points. As the ball to be tossed back in. Falling short, a long way short. Almost thought maybe recall that one, but it just held up in the breeze. No one getting clear from the pack. And the umpire will come in and say, give it to me.
Just to my left, boys, Mitchell Hibbard sitting on the boundary line. Just doesn't seem to have just got ice on his left knee at the moment.
Well, no need to have any sort of risk.
No.
With these North Melbourne players as Bruce pushing the ball down into the path of Jansen, who's been great today for the Kangaroos. He's wrapped up near the boundary line. It's pushed over. We'll have it thrown in. A little bit of push and shove going on. Nothing in that. 1:18 plays 28 on a beautiful April afternoon, the last Sunday in April. Ball tossed back in. And Bruce just shoved his opponent out of the way.
Good grab.
That's the kick has been turned over. Dixon onto it for the Lions. In the middle of the Coburg City Oval. And pushing towards that outer side. He kicks inside the 50 and Liam Hunt comes out and takes the mark. Tight angle. And he'll be kicking from 40 metres out.
I reckon he'll kick this. William Hunt. He's a class player. Good VFL player, this young fella.
Yes.
Very good.
I agree with you. Stoney kicked 1 goal in the second quarter. Liam Hunt. Step in now. Kick on the way.
No.
Across the face. Bruce there with the fist just to make sure it goes over. 18-10, 118 playing 3-11-29. 5 minutes gone. Final quarter action. Peter Jackson VFL Live back here next week for their match Coburg against Williamstown.
Battle of 2 standalones. North Melbourne ball here on the outer side. Saw a young North Melbourne fan down at ground level, 32 on his back. Some of his favourite players out here today. And he's kicked 6 goals, Mason Wood. We go down the line here, centre wing outer side. Junker in the region. Hand pass came back. A little outside boot kick, didn't go far. And it's the Coburg ball. Hand pass inboard. One on Lawson. Got it to Mellington. Got away from the tackler. Hisham Kabadi has got 2 Kangaroos to deal with. Tracking back. Durden happy to rush this one through for a minor score. That is 3 goals, 12 now for Coburg. 18-10, 118. North Melbourne, they're 2 goals away from a 3-figure lead. As they'll go here, broadcast side of Hearn. The kick too hot for him. Woods out the back. Kick toward the corridor. Great ball for Close. Takes the mark as the co-skipper. This will finish in a goal. You can just about write it in now for Taylor Garner.
And
He's
guess
got
what?
4, and the margin's 94, Stoney.
As I thought, Mason Wood off the ground.
Done for today, Cotton Wool.
I would say so.
It's 4 goals now for Taylor Garner. As I mentioned, a 94-point lead. And, well, that was all too easy. It was Mason Wood that really got that passage of play going off half-back. Great kick for Close, and Garner was tracking back, had the whole 50 to himself.
Yes, well, it is the 100. The scoreboard just updating for you, Adam. 20-10, 130, playing 3-12-30. 7 gone. Final term. As the ball back in the middle, Guthrie hasn't stopped trying today for Coburg. Wrapped up in the tackle. The umpire will throw the ball up.
As a young player, you look at the scoreboard and you say, I'll put that one in the memory bank. Just keep it for future reference, that one.
As now, an opportunity again for North Melbourne. Guthrie onto it again, though, for Coburg, right near the line. It will be thrown in. It's into attack here for North Melbourne on that outer side of Piranha Park.
Scoreboard's corrected itself. It was a double click.
Rightio.
94.
Right. No, don't mess with Adam Sarakoglu. That's the message coming out of that little interaction with the scoreboard. 19-10, 124, playing 3-12-30.
I'm hard on the timekeepers and the scoreboard operators.
Oh, lucky they're on the other side of the ground as the ball coming in here. Mitchell for Coburg as they work through the middle of Piranha Park. Little kick over the top. Altula takes the mark. Got a running player in Tilly who has a shot and puts it through. He's first for the afternoon. So they want to stave off that 100 points. As we see all the different advertising there from the Coburg sponsors. 19-10, 124. North Melbourne, they're doing it comfortably. But Coburg, a couple of late ones here. 4-12-36. We've gone 8.5 minutes in this final term. On Peter Jackson VFL Live, Demons still by 31. 4 minutes into the final quarter against Essendon Etihad Stadium and 3 minutes away from Collingwood and Richmond.
Stoney, good to see a couple of North Melbourne people around. Just saw Lockie Hansen walking by. He played a lot of footy at this level with the Werribee Tigers, now playing local at Pascoe Vale. Back in the middle, Goodwin inside 50. He goes for Coburg. Can they get to in a minute? Out of nowhere, Canolo. Yes, they can get to in a minute. 5-12-42 playing 19-10, 124. It's back to 82 points.
Good effort, good reward for keeping on. And I've seen Aidan Tilley before. He had a couple of shots on goal, finally get a goal, and that goal there. Just a couple in a row. Get a bit of confidence and finish the quarter, win the quarter. I've heard that statement before, and that's what Coburg want to do in this quarter.
So, back in the middle. Well, let's see if they can bang a couple more on. 2 goals apiece in this final term. And the term heading towards the 10-minute mark as Goodwin pushes down in front of him. Bottom of the pack, Jansen. He's going nowhere. Held up. The umpire says, give it to me, right next to the circles. 10 minutes gone now in this final term. 124 playing 42. Here on Peter Jackson VFL Live. Ball to ground. Hunt grabbing it from the right contest. Throwing it on the boot. Pushing it inside 50. Oh, not a bad move here from Lawson. He can wheel around and have a shot as well and put it through. Nicely slotted 40 outs. So,
at this rate, the comeback's on.
Three in about 3 minutes for Coburg. 19-10-124. The North Melbourne side, who are doing this comfortably, we should say, but we're keeping ourselves amused. 6-10-48 Coburg. 11 minutes gone in this final term.
I'm thinking that I reckon Mason Wood's day is done. He's got the boots off. He's taken the tape off his hands. Is that a big sign?
I think so.
I think so.
So how many active players on that North Melbourne bench now, Stoney?
3.
Back live, Coburg on a bit of a purple patch here. They've kicked 3 in a row. Kabardier, an aggressive tackle. Goodwin came in to help him. Umpire crosses his arms. 6-12 for the day, and all of a sudden you might be thinking, if they kick a bit straighter, are they potentially a small chance to still be in this Coburg?
Well, yeah, if you're 12-6, and your confidence as well.
So North Melbourne will get this clearance. A high ball towards half forward. Sherry's underneath this one. Won't get to it. Bravely underneath it was Guthrie. You'd expect nothing different from a Guthrie boy. And he takes the mark. True centre half back. Switching ball for Kabardier. That's okay. Mellington running through. Kabardier held on to the ball. Sold some candy nicely in front of Cameron. Goes inside 50. Can the Lions get 4 in a row? No, not this time. Durden's out the back for the Kangaroos. And he takes the mark. Left back pocket. Chip over the top for Rover.
Yep. Who can just go the chipper ball. Looking for Garner. Takes the mark under pressure. Still inside defensive 50 here. And we'll just go short. He's just feeling it a little bit there, Taylor Garner. As the ball will go up the line. And working there is Rice. Centre wing. On our broadcast side. Here are the interchange benches. He just kicks a high ball, one for the pack. Lucky flew, couldn't bring it to ground. Numbers for the Lions. Blair. Here's that 15, that kick. No, said the umpire. But Allen's got plenty of time here in the back pocket. So he's being corralled. Handball. Players are in a little bit of trouble. Can they get something going here? They can. Nolan, right near the boundary line, Mellington. He went over. And the umpire will throw it in right on the spot there. So good call. 13 gone, final term. 124 plays 48. North Melbourne getting the job done. And the D's 43 points out now. 9 minutes gone in the final term. Here at Stadium, and they're a minute in the MCG. No scorers yet. Collingwood and Richmond as Mellington going around the body with a high kick. Going to be turned over again. Turnover for turnover. A bit untidy this play. So we wind down here at Piranha Park. The kick not finding its target for North Melbourne. Harper still had time. Ahern trying to get round one tackle. Not the second. Gone. Excellent tackle.
Could be 50 minutes, though.
Just sitting there. And he was legged. A little bit of advance from the crowd as the kick. Inside 50 is good. Correct, Stoney. And Liam Hunt will go back and have a shot at number 2.
You think he'd jail this one? This is the 4th of the court, Adam, yeah?
Liam Hunt.
No, 4th goal.
Yes.
They had 3 to 3/4 time, so yes.
So we do our maths on the run here on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
None of us are that good at it either, Peter.
No, fair to say. A lot of calculator work going on.
Tick, tick, tick.
Haven't met many sports broadcasters that are good at maths, Peter Mercado. None of us are.
The kick is going to be narrow, missing the left-hand side. 49, playing 124. 14 and a half gone in this final quarter. So Kangaroos I'm not sure the 100's going to happen, but still plenty of time for that.
Right, we'll go straight down the line. Gregory read it well against Garner, takes the mark, and he quickly gets onto the right inside 50. Lead was
50
presenting.
metres.
Is that going to be 50 here? Canolo is, I think, the man that's got it for Coburg, and no 50-metre penalty. So he'll have to kick it from outside 50. Yes, in fact, umpire does say, come with me. There's a 50-metre walk to the goal square. Canolo will get his second of the quarter. Certain goal now. And they will be now kicking their fourth of the quarter. The Lions, Canolo, point blank range. 7:13:55 playing 19:10, 124 halfway into the final term.
As Mitch Hibbard walks past me, the camera might be able to pick that up just along the boundary line going into the change room. So heavily strapped left knee.
Limping.
Yep, he's limping. So hope that's not too bad. He's had a couple of knee injuries or a knee issue before in the past. So let's hope that's no good. It's good in some capacity, not too bad.
So next week for the Kangaroos, another away game at Windy Hill next Saturday, 12 o'clock start against Essendon. And for Coburg, our broadcast match, 1 o'clock back here at Piranha Park against Williamstown. There's the ball back in the middle. We'll give you the other games at the end of this one. What's coming up next round? Plenty of buys in there as well. As Hunt is at the bottom of the pack.
I can tell you, good deck at Windy Hill as well. Doesn't get much traffic these days, the spiritual home of Essendon, and it's usually in very good nick.
Out there having a kick yourself, are you?
All right, it's on my lunch break.
Just out there, just testing the turf. I like it. Good research as Blair for the Lions. Long kick inside 50. It's going to be a tricky ball from the player from behind, and
Well,
for Fox, he couldn't get anywhere near it in the end, and the ball goes over the line.
it's how the local league in the area tests the Sherrans to make sure they're up to the standard of the competition. Just
Really?
have some shots at goal toward the Napier Street end at Windy Hill.
How's your goal kicking going?
Not great, not great.
Bruce front position here for North Melbourne, and yet again
better
they
on the
should
run,
be able to clear. As Holmes, he lost a handle on it. Now another opportunity for the Lions. A little double grabber in there. As I pick up who the player is who's got that footy. Is it?
Could be Canolo again,
Yeah,
actually.
I'm thinking it's Canolo. It is Billy Canolo, bobbing up. 2 goals in this final quarter. And he'll line up and have a shot 25 metres out.
David Loader wouldn't be very happy with this, would he? He wouldn't like allowing this. I know they're Coburg going to rally and win the last quarter and all that sort of stuff, but you want to keep momentum in your team, I reckon.
Well, that's what he was sort of hinting to at three-quarter time. Back to that in a moment, because Canolo's kicked 3 in this final term. 61 plays 124. And a bit of respectability on the scoreboard for a match that was gone a long time ago. Yeah, it was interesting when he sort of walked up to him, Stoney, and you question about the message and pushing it through and saying how happy he was. He was very quick to sort of stop you and say, well, yeah, it's been okay, but the job's not done yet.
It's cost them a ladder position as well. They're down to 7th on the live ladder now, below the Casey Demons on percentage.
Demons lead by 47 points. 14 minutes into the final quarter. 14-10-94 to 6-11-47 the Bombers. And the Tags, one behind. Collingwood 0. We've played 6 minutes first quarter there at the MCG.
Must say, caught a bit of the TV game yesterday, and every Tigers reference had a little giggle of that, Peter Mercado.
Yes.
Good passage by the Tigers, and
Yes,
great goal by the Tigers, so on and so forth.
Tigers.
Who do you think's going to win today? The Tigers. Goodwin. Ground level. Walker with the tackle. Ball up. No one wants the Tigers here, of course, under the old alignments.
So the other games next week, Box Hill City Oval, Sandringham Box Hill, big game there, 2 o'clock start. As ball picked up here for Coburg.
High wobbler from Grigliano, and there's Canolo again. Takes another mark. Too far out to score.
Likely type players.
No, it's actually Orgelet that has it. Apologies. Damandeep Orgelet, high towards the square. He goes, almost clunked by Lawson. Kabadier at the 4 with the snap. Across the face.
Just finishing off those matches, the TV game down at Skybus Stadium in Frankston. Frankston taking on the Northern Blues. 5 o'clock start at your ground, Stoney. Avalon Airport Oval. Werribee taking on Collingwood.
Big game, that one.
Saturday night, Footscray taking on Richmond. 7 o'clock start at VU Whitten Oval in our game. On the Sunday, buys for Casey Geelong Port Melbourne.
Never been to a night game down at Avalon Airport Oval, Stoney. What's the atmosphere like when it's on the lights?
Carnival-like atmosphere, mate, there is now. Carnival-like.
Ice cream van?
Everything, mate. You'll get the kitchen sink down there. Everything.
Bruce goes down the line looking for Larkey. Good mark. He's marked it very well today. Has Nick Larkey. Blair not allowing him to get up either. Nick Larkey switching ball. Had a teammate begging for it at left half forward. Dropped the mark. 3 lines there to pounce on it. Mellington, one of them. Hand pass off, and now a bit of work to do for Dixon. Did well, held on to the ball. Mellington gets it back. Goes inboard. This is Canolo, middle of the ground, stretching. Pajaski took the mark, but rushed his kick inside 50. It might work out, but it bounces away from Lawson before he gets to it. Boundary throw in left forward pocket, front of the Aquatic Centre.
Well, we start to get to this stage. Time on in the final quarter. We go to our man on the boundary and sort of go through the thought process of who he might like to speak to at the end of the game.
Yeah, I'm going to try and have a crack at Mason Wood if I can get near him.
Yep, not involved with the recruiting of him to North Melbourne, Stoney.
No, he's done and dusted, I reckon.
There's the ball here. Wright picks it up. He just hurls it on the boot. It's going very wide towards the boundary line. Is that out in the full? It is. And that man, Billy Canolo, is wanting to take the ball. It's gone over the fence. Someone's going to have to throw it back to him.
Would you like me to talk to someone else? Would you like to meet, right apart from Mason, would you like to interview anybody else?
Well, I'm just conscious of time as well. 15 minutes left in our broadcast this afternoon.
Okay.
I think Big Suvalaki is one of our favourites here on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Yeah, I might go to Suva.
Of course, if time allows.
Try and get the song in too. We get time.
On Aussie Digital, off air 3:45.
Canolo tight on the boundary line. His kick is across the face. 1:24 play 63 to almost 22 minutes gone in this final quarter.
Murphy to Williams takes the mark. So North Melbourne will be in the top 8 tonight. Down the line for Jansen, takes the mark, goes skipper alongside Michael Close.
Demons by 42 at Etihad's. And 4 behinds play 0. Tigers leading.
Not a great year for the Bombers at the top level. Jansen held on to it, then went down the line long. Here's Big Suva again, but this time beaten to it by his own teammate Sherry.
Oh, how close was that being over the line?
Very, very close, 50-50.
Tristan Sherry goes to the 2-on-2 towards half forward. Big fly close, couldn't take the mark. Ground level ball picked up now by Gregory. Runs across his goal face, goes onto the right foot. Needed Orgela to present, and he did. And Damon Deep takes the mark on the outer side, kept on going, kick over the top, well weighted. Tell you what, Canolo making the most of junk time. He's had a lot of it in his last quarter. Pajaski.
Tommy Goodwin in the goal scope by himself.
Mellington. Kick was slightly off the side of the boot, no mark for Lawson. Little kick from Williams, okay for Wright. It's probably touch off the boot. Wright not really claiming the mark, got it moving quickly, turnover. Canolo has it back for the Lions, and he goes on the right, inside 50. Big Goodwin's down there against Bruce, out the back. That's going to be a rush behind. 8-16-64 playing 19-10, 124, even 60 points. 10 goals, that is, and Rovat has it for the Kangaroos.
Well, considering it was going to be 100 points, they've done well here, the Lions, in this final quarter. Not to let this score blow out too much. Jumped early, though. And the D's, blimey, they're getting the job done. Back out to 48 points as things winding down at Etihad Stadium. Oh, kick it to the man on the mark. Here's an opportunity again for the Lions. Finding some space. Lentini misses. Oh, he hit the post. Narrow. Gee, that was an opportunity and a half, really. Anyway, we'll see if they can get the ball out here, North Melbourne. The first kick's good to Williams. Still inside defensive 50, right near the Aquatic Centre. His kick going outside the 50. Good pressure. Working hard there, Carigliano. Pretty good in the first half for the Lions. Right, he kicked it and turned the ball over to Mitchell. Mitchell from a standing start from 50. 124 plays 71. That was a good kick, and that's turnover costing North Melbourne percentage. 19-10, 124 North Melbourne, and they've stopped in this final quarter and allowed the Lions to put their ninth on the board. 9-17, 71, 25 gone, final term.
They're actually probably 2 goals away from slipping down to 8th on the live ladder as well, North Melbourne. Williamstown could jump them if they allow a few more late Coburg goals. Williamstown here next week against Coburg on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Oh, they can maybe take some sort of confidence from this Stoney, this final term.
Yeah, they'll take a lot. I mean, you'd think that...
Here they go again.
Lee Adams would sort of replay this last quarter and say, where was that all the game?
Yeah.
Heavy contact on Jack Murphy. Free kick for Coburg once more. Kabadier's begging for the ball, but he wants to go longer. Toward his skipper. No mark taken. In fact, it was all. No mark taken. Ground level. Left foot toward the top of the square, but Cameron in the right spot. 23rd man for North Melbourne. On the last line of defence. Goes short for right. He won't be in any rush. It will be a North Melbourne win today. Disappointing last quarter has cost them a couple spots on the ladder at the end of round 4. Turnover, Kabadia, right forward pocket, kicks across the face, and in fact marked by Williams last line of defence for the Kangaroos. So we've seen North Melbourne twice now on Peter Jackson VFL Live. I've liked Josh Williams in both those games. Outside of the boot, that kick for Sherry, who's also been impressive. Takes the mark, still inside defensive 50. His fellow ruckman Proust might just be lurking for this one down the line. Kicks heading that way now. Walker's also underneath this one. It's Goodwin. Slipped through his hands. Ballo ran into his own teammate. Then clipped high. Free kick goes his way.
Well, let's see if they can get another one to finish off the game here. Coburg. Kick across the ground by Murphy. Coburg's Murphy, that is. To Mitchell, who's got time to steady and kick inside the 50. Not bad. Kabadier out in the lead, takes the mark and now immediately put under pressure, and he's not being allowed to get up. Umpire on the scene, just pulling the player back on the mark. And so Kabadier will have a shot from 55 out. Now who's coming across here for a little drive-by? Dixon. He just runs around his player. Kabadier gives it absolutely everything. It's going across the face, won't make the distance. It's into the forward pocket, and the umpire will throw it in. 124 plays 71. And a whistle. As players picking themselves up. Is there going to be a free kick? Or just a ball thrown in? It'll be a throw-in. Deep into attack for the Lions. Ball coming in short. It's going to be Kangaroos looking to clear. Walker, his kick outside the 50. Larkey getting hands to it, couldn't finish it off. Gregory doing well, got some numbers. Corigliano managed to get that ball out okay. The kick going across the ground, not so good. Rovat. Ahern as they work around handball to by handball. They just can't get clear. Walker again trying to find some space on the outside of the boot. Trying to take it slip catch style was Corigliano. Ball bounces to Rovat, who's immediately wrapped up in the tackle. Umpire says play on, it's released. Gregory for the Lions, getting the handball over the top. Now an opportunity for Murphy. It's Coburg's Murphy to Allen. Over the top, Kabadier. Now they're trying to find someone in space. Oh, did that well. Nice little shimmy there from Canolo. And he's missed too. Oh, there's someone requesting the siren to be blown. That's a poster. 124 plays 72. We're all thinking the same thing. 29 minutes gone in this final quarter. It's going to be a big win for North Melbourne. Not as big as what they would have liked, though.
I'm somewhat confident that margin. By my maths is 52 points. Rovat has the ball. We go backward to right. So this is junk time footy now. The conclusion of round 4 in the Peter Jackson VFL. Down the line, Garner. In front of the cricket nets. 72 playing 124. North Melbourne will be 7th on the ladder tonight. I think there's a very small percentage gap between them. The Casey Demons and Williamstown. Mackay takes it in front of Blair. And he'll go backwards to right. Some cheap stats like.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players behind the footy, or in front of the footy, I should say.
A 52-point win for the Kangaroos, 19-10, 124. They're too good for Coburg today, 9-18-72.
Yeah, big win for North Melbourne, but the Lions fighting late, but gee, they kicked themselves out of the contest big time, didn't they? So have a little bit of a listen to the song. North Melbourne by 52.